Hello and welcome to the Garden of the Black Roses. This is the last chapter. It's more like an epilogue of The Adventures of the Iron Wolves, Book 1, Alpha. Yeah. It's kinda short. I was going to pair it with the intro for Book 2, but nah. Anyway. So, aftermath. Styx sat in the smallest meeting hall within the Lunarian palace with Hawkeye, Dusk, and Rue. Anima plans to join the Lunarian lands with the Iron Wolves. She wants to keep the titles separate, but both within protective boundaries. Her idea, I believe, is that both armies protect both lands. A twist in the term allied lands. He leaned back and watched them carefully. I agree that if we combine the lands it will benefit both, but I'm worried about the reaction that the elves in the Iron Wolves will have. He listened to them carefully, taking in their observations and advice before dismissing everyone for the night. He sighed and walked slowly to Anima's bedroom, turning his thoughts over in his mind, trying to make sense of them. Opening the door, he stepped in to see only blue strands of hair sticking out from under the blanket. Asleep? He peeled back the blanket to reveal her open blue eyes, staring and out of focus. "What are you doing?" he asked her quietly. "I know you don't sleep with your eyes open, so either you're waiting up for me, or something is on your mind." She sat up and looked at him, her blue eyes clear and bright. "You still don't have my memories." She blinked and kneeled on the bed until she was eye level with him. "You wouldn't be asking that if you had them." And Styx wrapped his arms around her waist, pulling her against him tightly. She looked with her head tilted curiously to one side. "Do you want them?" "What kind of question is that?" Styx asked, his ears pricking up at the sound of boots outside the door. He smiled, knowing who it was, and moved his hands down and then upwards again under the light satin nightgown she wore. "Of course I want them. Anyway, you already know we haven't traded equally." He bent his head to touch her nose with his. "You believe in equal trade as an alchemist, after all." He moved his hands up until he reached her. Sorry, I had to. There's like minor sex type scene interwoven here. Anima moved her hands under his jacket and pushed it off his shoulders, revealing a few scars. She traced them curiously. "I received those from Shiro when I exiled him from the royal family. He wanted to be able to disable my arms so I couldn't attack him." He pushed her backwards onto the bed and kissed her deeply. His mind flicked through her memories like a movie in fast forward, pausing briefly at important moments for him to watch in full. When he finally pulled back from the kiss, Anima knew he now had seen everything about her. The feeling felt alien, yet comforting at the same time. Rue paced outside Anima's bedroom, frustrated with the jealousy he had rising viciously within him. He knew he was the one who placed the ring on Anima's finger, binding her to Styx. He knew that she loved Styx over anything else that was alive in the world. He knew she would never betray Styx to be with him. Rue banged his head against the wall until he drew blood. "You can't fight what is to be," Aruna said softly. Rue jumped in fright and turned to lean against the wall. "If you do, there will be many people against you." The old King Nephlite and Rosiel would stop you. She placed her hand on the wounds that covered his forehead. I know, he cried, more frustrated with Aruna now for voicing his grievances. But... He shivered, while she healed him. But what I want... He sighed, his breath releasing the rest of the unspoken sentence. Aruna nodded understandingly. I too have things that I want, but I can't let what I want interfere with what is destiny. Rue slammed his fist against the wall at this statement, causing more blood to flow. You need to realize that nothing is by chance anymore. The world is spinning towards the end, and we are merely pawns to be used until the end game. Rue stared at her. What do you mean? His hands shook now, scared at what he might hear. The world is going to end soon? Not soon, Aruna said quietly. Nemia had a very grim vision. The creature in the elven realm will break free into this world. Soon, it will begin to devour everything. She saw 3 figures standing against the creature, destroying it with their combined power. She couldn't see their faces, but she knew that they were either children or descendants of Styx and Anima. Rue sat down onto the floor hard. Ugh. His legs no longer able to hold him upright. If they are pulled apart now, this world will be destroyed. Rue sat, his head in his hands, shaking violently at the thought of this possible future. I'm afraid, Aruna, he said, his voice barely making it past his lips. Aruna knelt and hugged him comfortingly. Hawkeye and Dusk scouted the grounds of the Lunarian palace. Their full elf blood sensed Styx and Anima's emotions within the palace, causing them to feel very uneasy. How is it going to be if we're all at the headquarters? Hawkeye cried, still sensing Styx's looping emotions. It's going to make everyone uncomfortable. Anima's bedroom is open air, Dusk replied calmly. Their emotions are drifting on the air, so we sense them strongly. Within the tower at headquarters, there are fewer windows, so unless they have sex with the bedroom door open, we aren't going to know. He sensed a strange spike in Anima's emotion, one that clearly said pain. Let's take a walk to Virago City, the markets, and we can get them a present, like as a congratulations. Hawkeye nodded and shuddered at the same time. Good idea. I don't think I can handle going into the palace at this time. Anima laid content in Styx's arms, her ear against his chest, listening to his breathing. What was the terms Rosiel asked of you? Styx asked her, unable to keep his curiosity bottled up anymore. He knew he could search her memories for the answer, but he wanted to hear her voice. If our firstborn is female, Anima replied quietly, tracing her fingers over his chest, that we name her Rosiel. Her emotions had a slight hurt tone to them. Styx smiled and rolled onto her again. It's the 27th solar day of September, he said, his right hand moving to hold her left hand. Your birthday. Anima smiled up at him, all hurt tones disappearing. He leaned over and kissed her gently. Only after he raised his head again did Anima speak. "My 16th, she said, her voice soft and a little husky. "And will probably be the most happiest year in my life." And that's it. I'm going to have to check through beta to see how many chapters that I'll actually be recording. Actually, I might check now while I'm here, while I've got it open. Scroll! Don't go side to side. The problems of working with OneNote. Okay, so that's got missing scenes. Chapter 10, does that have missing scenes? No. Maybe it will be the first 10 chapters? See, when I write the different scenes and then I write in between. So like you'll probably notice with Magic of Moonlight, the recorded parts, and then if you have a look later on, there'll be additional stuff. So it's like I will write a part and then I write in between. Okay. Yep. So about 9-10 chapters of beta is done. Alright. And anyway, as always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know which fanfiction to complete or continue. To continue, actually. Not complete. Continue. But yeah. Oh, and the noise earlier was from Sims 3. I can't remember if I mentioned it at the beginning, but I'm mentioning it now. I play The Sims 3 on slow, while recording, voice recording. So, yeah. I'll see you in the next one. And as always, let your imagination run wild. Bye for now.